Very good evening, everybody, whether you're watching at home on the stream.
If you're doing BUCS, you should be at AmeriCamp next summer.
This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
A very good morning and welcome to day 2 of the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2023, coming to you live from Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. Thank you for joining us. A brilliant day yesterday with some sensational finals. 4 BUCS records, 1 British record. They all fell last night. And at 9 o'clock, in just a few minutes' time, we are going to get underway once again. There are 2 pools in operation today. We've got the North Pool and the South Pool. On the stream you're watching right now is going to be the North Pool. And for the time being, that is the open competition we're going to be watching. So that is what I will be talking you through this morning. And our referees and official just being brought out 2 pools. So we are literally moments away. In this morning's schedule, 50 metre freestyle, 200 breaststroke, 50 back, 800 free, 100 butterfly, 50 breaststroke, 200 back, 4x50 relay, and the 400 metre individual medley. Yes, it's a packed schedule. Yes, it's going to be a busy day. However, the finals session later on actually only starts, I'm going to say scheduled start. Just hang on a second, scheduled start, 3:45. If you were with us yesterday, there was a couple of issues, but we had a brilliant day regardless. But the team working hard late into yesterday evening, and we are, I have it on good authority, we are all sorted and we're good to go. A big thank you to our partners, that is New Balance, AmeriCamp and Advictor, all 3 of those here on the balcony this morning. Do have a chat with them. With that New Balance kit supplier for the swimming championships and BUCS. So bespoke and personalised kit available. Speak to the guys and girls on the desk there. With AmeriCamp, a chance to go to the States, work at a camp in America, earn yourself $2,000 and use your sporting knowledge and begin your career over there. Advictor, career guidance and advice. They are here, as ever, on the balcony. So if you're here this morning, this afternoon, tomorrow, please go and speak to all of our partners. We'll give you their official messages throughout the day, but we're so close to action starting. In fact, athletes making their way to poolside right now. Our 5 metre rope going up as well. That's what you can see happening just at the bottom of your screen there and across the pool. So the athletes gonna, especially on the backstroke, specifically know when they're 5 metres from home. one of those at both ends of the pool. 2 25-metre pools, of course. This is the short course championship, makes up the BUCS swim series. Long course scheduled for late February next year. Now, this is, just in case this is your first time watching BUCS swimming, this is, you can see on your screen there, heat number 27, okay? That's correct, because we swim the fastest 4 heats in the opening session. In session 3B, which will be from midday, we'll swim the remaining heats. So you will see some odd numbers in this session, but it's absolutely correct. And to kick things off, Adam Tabernacle, Miles Harris, Anthony Fock, Shaquille Giordani, Adam Strickland, Brogan Hyde, Louis McAuliffe, Nathan Holmes, Callum Wimble and Fraser Buxton. We will absolutely fly through these heats because the girls is happening at the same time in the South Pool. To kick things off though, Brogan Hyde, 22.55. And that is very quick for Brogan Hyde. His entry time, 23.3. That's really good. Representing Stirling in lane number 5. And now on your screen on the North Pool, lane 0 is the closest to you. And we go right over to lane number 9. Now you will hear a short delay simply because we've got 2 pools running at the same time. So we can't start 2 races exactly together because obviously you need the whistle on the gun. So now we can kick on with, this is heat number 28. So yes, we will see 26 heats in this competition a little bit later. We've got Wood, McKinnon, Elkin, Carswell, Taylor, Cahoon, Kempster, Barnes, Andakabangan and Fu. And right now I'm struggling with Wi-Fi, so if you're leaving messages on the stream right at this minute, I can't quite get them, so apologies. Alex Cahoon, 22.08. And again, that's fast. Alex Cahoon coming with a 22.30. So it sounds absolutely marginal, 22.3 to 22.08, but 50 metres, you are literally trying to chip away hundredths and maybe even tenths of a second. Heat 29 from the bottom, Burton, Rooney, Baker, Mamatoglu, Fraser, Chan, Clubb, Ritchie, LeGrice and Talib. For our penultimate heat already on our opening event of the morning. Jason Mamatoglu for King's College, quickest to 25. Lane 0, Matt Burton of Swansea, looking nice too. And here comes in 5, Nathan Chan. There'll be your first 2 home. Jason Mamatoglu, 22.01. It's very early. We've got hundreds and hundreds of races today. It will take a maybe event or 2 to get the vocabulary back on. Mamatoglu, 22.01. That's almost half a second quicker than his entry time. Heat 30. Molam, Derbyshire, Ting, Robinson, Cooley, Fry, Muir, Olkers, Ripper and Din. Jordan Cooley, 22 seconds on the button. Equal fastest time with Lewis Fraser from heat number 29. Fine margins if you want to get into a final later on tonight. There are 20 spaces available in the evening session. That will be the B final, where they race for 11th to 20th, and then the A final, which is all the medal final, which they race for gold, silver and bronze. However, with 30 heats, yes, that is 300 athletes swimming 50 metres, and there's only 10 spots available in the medal final. It is the best of the best you see tonight. Quickest to the turn, Calvin Fry for Loughborough in 5. Work to do for Jordan Cooley for Leeds Beckett, if he's going to come back and take the heat, let alone get a spot in the final. He's doing that right now. He won't take the win, it will be Calvin Fry. 22.2, not the quickest time. Will Jordan Cooley get into the final with 22.46? We'll wait and see. He's not going to be in lane 4, and neither will Calvin Fry. So that is 50 metres all done. We can now move on to, this is event 303. It's the open male multi-class official title, 200 metre breaststroke. And this is heat number 2. So again, that simply means there's 5 heats in total. So we do 4 heats now, the 4 fastest, and then we'll do the remaining a bit later. It's quite rare that you'll see only 1 heat later on. As we just saw with the 50s, there's 30 heats, so we saw the 4 fastest, we'll see 26 later from midday onwards. So this is heat number 2. Got Ben Fielder from lane 0, Angus Cook, Adam Jones, Tyler Toombs, Nikolai Kutaransky, Ben Rogers, Tom Defanes, Jacob Hudson, Azri Asman, and George Satchwell. I shall do my best to keep trying for this Wi-Fi, because yesterday it was brilliant to interact with you and read out messages. I think, quite frankly, with the 50 metre freestyle on this morning, there is, with the open and the female, there's literally 600 swimmers this morning and into this afternoon swimming in these events alone. So there's a massive number of people. Everyone's on their phones, of course they are, and sucking up the internet and not leaving much for us up here in the commentary box.
Looking good at the moment in lanes 8 and 6. Adrian Asman, Thomas Defanes going well.
It's Tom Defanes of Bath. 108.71, so halfway was his time. And Azri Asman for Stirling is right up there in lane number 8 on the far side. As you can see, 4 chaps racing for it. Make that 5 if you include Jacob Hodgson in 7-2, and even down in 0, Ben Fielder for Warwick. But now making his move, Nikolai Kutaransky, representing Nottingham. It'll be a big effort in heat number 2 to get a spot in that medal final, but not unheard of. Well, that was incredibly close. We got no timing on the venue scoreboard, so never fear, they're always recorded behind the scenes and with our judges and things, so there always will be a time, just on a slim number of occasions. Again, early in the morning, everything's getting warmed up and up to speed. It did look like, oh, that's confirmation, it was even on the venue here, those weren't in the right order, so I hesitated to read them out. So for me it was Kutaransky in 4, but do wait. So heat number 3, from the bottom, William Godsell, Donatus Gregasius, Ollie Kettle, John Britton. In fact, looks like no Ollie Kettle joining us, although he's not standing on the blocks. There's somebody behind the blocks. It's not a Bath kit though. George Smith, Harvey Freeman, Ryan Griffiths, Alex Casey, Panayotis Panaratos and William Dean. Bit of a false start. Well, not a false start, that was sounded like a timing gun issue. Although William Dean had a dip.
Southall, we move on to heat 3.
George Smith, a 2:09.5 entry, third fastest in the entire event.
Breaststroke in the North Pool. Introducing the swimmers in this one. We have William Godsell in lane 0.
And already just on the early morning of day 2, and pretty much every name you hear will have swum yesterday as well.
Alexander Casey, and Alontis Panarectos, and William Dean in lane 9. I think really to separate those swimmers from lanes 3 to 7 as we approach the halfway point of
Halfway stage. And we have our split times back, fantastic. And look at that, 0.6 of a second separating your top 5. Casey down to Britain. If you look very closely, you'll see the difference in strokes and the time spent under the water. They'll be marginally different, but some will spend a lot longer on the stroke, a much higher or lower cadence. The eagle-eyed amongst you will see on the left-hand side behind the starting blocks boards getting ready for lap numbers. That's because we've got the 800 metres coming up shortly. It will just be one heat of that. But we're going to bring these guys home first of all. And in lane number 4, George Smith for Stirling, fastest on paper. Ryan Griffiths, Sheffield Hallam home swimmer, going to send him all the way into the line. Who gets it on the touch? It is George Smith, 2:13.01 against a 2:13.4. Now George Smith can go a lot faster than that. Much, much faster. So I wonder if he's just confident he can get into the medal final with that kind of time and save a bit of energy, or maybe he might have slipped up there. And move on to heat number 4. Christian Ryan, Conor Massey, Don Bissett, Olivier Vedran, Greg Butler, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Louis Weeks, Josh Mitchell, Jay Manners and Jack Iverson. And all swimmers competing. As we go through the championship, especially on day 3 into the afternoon, you might see a couple of empty lanes, because these swimmers will have entered half a dozen races maybe, plenty of them. And of course you've got heats, and then if you make it into the finals, you've got finals, so potentially up to and then if you're in the medleys too, over a dozen races across the 3 days easily. Busy boys and girls. Look at this for a start for Greg Butler though, for Loughborough. 29.62 opening. Greg Butler, 2:07.3 entry. Second fastest of the competition behind Usain Cook, who will go in heat number 5 in a couple of minutes' time. 1:02 to halfway. So he's pretty bang on for that 2:07 kind of mark, sub 2:10 definitely. And that'll take a big chunk off the fastest time set so far. So Greg Butler will know very well he doesn't have to really swim anywhere near his peak to pretty much guarantee a space in the medal final. But he's clearly not doing that. He's really going for this one. And it is 1:36. He can come back in 30 seconds, 31. Yeah, we are on for that. Maybe just under 2:10, and that's all that is required. To his left and to his right, Olivier Vedren and Pravin Mahendrakumar for East Anglia and Southampton. So that'll be your top three, unless Louis Weeks for Bath can squeeze into the top three. Doesn't look like it though. Back to the front, Greg Butler. Oh, 2:11.02. He slowed down in the last 50 metres, but still the fastest time so far. And with one more heat to come, that's looking absolutely fine for him. The likes of Mahendrakumar and Vedren will just have to wait for one more heat and see what happens. I think a couple of the favourites might be missing out here on this medal final. It's not been the quickest swims by anyone, really. I don't think anybody in that heat beat their entry time, which, based on yesterday's performances, is a bit of a surprise. The heat number 5. And the last heat we'll see for the time being of the 200-metre breaststroke. Well, Arthur Llewellyn, Piers Greening, Rory Dixon, Anna Davies, Usain Cook, Jonathan Rutter, Archie Goodburn, Isaac Hall, Dylan Gallagher and Drew McGregor. Usain Cook fastest on paper. Oh, I thought that might be called back. There was a funny noise there on the starting gun, but they're all away. Apart from lane number 8, Dylan Gallagher doesn't join us. So the 4 across the middle, Davies, Cook, Rutter and Goodburn. In fact, throw Rory Dixon into that mix too. 5 up at the start, all within 0.8 of a second, then Greening, Llewellyn, Hall and McGregor. 29.66 through 50. So that's a little bit slower than heat number 4. Look at that, they're fanning out from lane 6 backwards. So Archie Goodburn for Edinburgh leads the way, 22-year-olds. And Jonathan Rutter, his senior, man from Oxford, halfway mark, 1:03.35. Again, a little, but just a touch slower than our heat number 4. Quite a big break in this pool now, isn't there, between the central lanes and the outsides. And now we, all of a sudden, become a breakaway 3, which is Usain Cook in 4, Jonathan Rutter in 5 and Archie Goodburn in 6. 0.9 of a second between your top 3, and then another full second and some back to Dixon, Davies, Greening. So the fastest time around the 2:11 mark, just over thus far. Usain Cook is a 2:06.8 swimmer, Jonathan Rutter at 2:10. So it's going to be outside those marks for all of them. 2:13.08 for Jonathan Rutter. 6 or 7 seconds slower than his entry, but it is a heat-winning time. However, Rory Dixon's come up with the 2:14.48. Yeah, I'm not sure about these. Now Jonathan Rutter's got a 2:13.08. I'm going to ignore the inboard venue for the time being, and I'm going to wait just like you should be doing and waiting for the official results. So now we move on to the 50-metre backstroke for our open class in the North Pool. Again, the South Pool is going on at the moment as well. You can see that one. That's the female competition. Have a couple of streams running. So officially, event 305, the Open 50 back. As ever, we'll see the 4 fastest heats, which starts with heat number 11. So yeah, from the bottom, Nathan Ang, Andrew Brodie, Finlay Strachan, Gideon Helinski, Matthew Hind, Henry Wirrell, Callum Wimble, Harry Peat, Tom Gambold and Jacob Elwell. Every single swimmer at 27 seconds or under. And their central 2 lanes are going to be struggling a bit here. Your winner, Tom Gambold of Liverpool, 26.45 from lane number 8. He came in with a 27-second entry. So, great stuff for Gambold and Liverpool. Finlay Strachan and Callum Wimble, your top 3. The top 4 swimmers, including Gideon Helinski, all sub 27 seconds. Heat number 12, Francis Dyson, Matty Rooney, Toby Stewart, Sam Greenback, Zach Speakman, Jack Skerry, Shaquille Giordani, Brogan Hyde, Jake Acton and Andrew Arthur. So we're just missing Brogan Hyde on this one in lane number 7. Entry times right down to 24 seconds for Zach Speakman. And he's shot out the blocks. Blimey, he's going for this one, isn't he? To his right-hand side, Jack Skerry and Shaquille Giordani. But Speakman 24.75 sets a new fastest time, just through a couple of heats, 2 more to come. Greenback 25.41 and Jack Skerry just about 1/100th of a second for the back to Jack Skerry. And you will see races won and lost by hundredths of a second. Qualifying for B and medal finals, it comes down to hundredths of a second. You can make no mistakes in 50 metres. Got to be absolutely bang on. Heat 13, Joshua Goldsby-Taylor, Seb Rawls, James Merrick, Jacob Goodman, Scott Gibson, Sam Budd, Jean Lamarossi, Archie Evans, Lucas Brown and Callum Raymond. .23.9 for Scott Gibson coming in for Edinburgh. Everyone under 26.5. We've already seen a 24.5. Can anyone go quicker? Good start and good turn for Jean Lambrossi of Loughborough. But here comes Scott Gibson, showing his class on the return leg, 25.17. Not as quick as the boys in heat number 12. And with 1 to come, you'd think that'll be a clean cut, good enough for a medal final. But let's see heat number 14 first of all. Going for it, Ollie Burns, Jack Knight, James LeGrice, Robbie Hemmings, Connor Ferguson, Oliver Morgan, Toby Hill, Shaheen Al-Ghafari, Ethan Riches and Rowan Sheriff. Connor Ferguson, fastest man on paper. Oliver Morgan for Birmingham got a slightly better start than Conor Ferguson. He stays in the water a lot longer as well on the return leg, but he's not going to catch Morgan. 24-21 against the 24-67. Both men will be in the medal final later. Robbie Hemmings leading the chase, a 25-23 for him. And then James LeGrice of Warwick. Will those times be good enough for a medal final? Have to wait and see. But for the time being, that is our third event of the morning all done. We're now going to have one heat in the 800 metre freestyle. We should have 9 swimmers in this one, just missing lane number 9. Of course, we have a lane 0.
Next up, it's event 307 in the North Pool. This is the Open 800 metre freestyle heat 1.
And going in this heat, Ridwan Mohammed, Jack Rudd, Joseph Kingsland, Dan English, Ewan Wilson, Dan Cox, Max Adams, Lucas Staines and Jude Lydiard. Now this is a heat declared winner event, which if you're new to swimming simply means that anybody in this heat, which is the slower heat, and the faster heat will be swum in the final session later. But heat declared winner in the shortest possible term means anybody from any heat can actually win the medals. It's just the fastest across all the heats, not necessarily just in the last race of the day. So if somebody here puts in a solid performance, they could be a medalist, but you won't find out until about 6:30 tonight. But our fastest 10 swimmers on paper do go in that faster second heat later on this evening.
Well underway then in event 307, the Open 800 metre freestyle in the North Pool. Let's introduce the swimmers then in lane 0.
The entry times are all between 8 minutes and 12 and 8 minutes and 27. So not a big gap at all across 800 metres. But it means all 10 swimmers in the 800 metre heat number 2 later on tonight will be quicker than 8:12, our fastest swimmer here, which is Ewan Wilson. And somewhere in all of this paperwork, I would usually have somewhere all of the earlier heats as well. I'll try and find them because that will let me tell you then exactly what the likely time to required and to beat will be. Let me find it. So many bits of paper up here, but it's all facts and stats. It's all good stuff. I've got it right now. It will be definitely dipping into the 7s, I can assure you of that. So let's wait and see. As I mentioned earlier, a massive thank you to our event partners who are all here in the venue. First up, as always, New Balance, the BUCS kit provider. And they are giving you, BUCS athletes, the chance to access a range of bespoke and personalised kit for your university and team. You can get this new range. Head to the New Balance stand at the entrance on the balcony. I can see them, they are here. You can also get the new bespoke New Balance Cross BUCS or New Balance and BUCS range online at the bucs-shop.com. Americamp are back with us, offering you athletes the summer of a lifetime, providing you with the opportunity to earn a minimum of $2,000 working at a summer camp in the US, using the skills and experiences gained from your sporting background. You are very valuable as an athlete. Did you know that? They're also giving the exclusive opportunity and offer a £50 off your programme fees when you secure your place using the code BUCS50, as well as a placement guarantee as a BUCS athlete. It's a winner, isn't it? To find out more, jump on to americamp.co.uk/BUCS, or even better, speak to somebody here in the venue. They're on the balcony as you enter the poolside. And a new partner supporting this year, AdVictor, is a free careers platform for high achieving student athletes, supporting you with unique access to job opportunities, professional development resources and career guidance. Speak with the AdVictor team. They're here on the balcony. Create a free profile, win some prizes. I have to find out what they are. Next time I walk past, I'll find out for you. And start your career journey today, or head to ad-victor.com to find out more about how to develop your employability as an athlete. What great opportunities you're given here in Sheffield, not just to swim, but to career progress, travel the world, and get some great kit whilst you're doing it too. The BUCS Swim Series makes up the short course, which we're swimming right now in front of our eyes. In February, you've got the long course, that's 23rd to 25th of February next year. And then the team championships to round out the BUCS Swimming Series. This is the BUCS Short Course Swimming Champs 2023, as always at Ponds Forge. If you're online this week, which is not a question, it's I know you'll be online this week on socials. Remember to tag in if you're talking about the BUCS Swim Series and these championships supporting anybody. Remember to tag in at BUCS Sports and use the hashtag BUCSSwim. Keep us involved in the conversation. We love to see what's happening. Now, I'm going to continue to try and get online because I'm fully aware I'm going to be missing some messages for loved ones and athletes and things. Come on, internet. I might have to hotspot off my phone and rinse the 4G. Let's try and do that. And we are well over halfway. Lydiard leads in 8 from Cox and Adams and Kingsland. So they'll need to go sub 8 to have any chance of medaling. Jude Lydiard's entry time was 8:22.7. He's on paper, and I said it yesterday, I'm not going to keep saying it, but the entry times are really a guide, and that is all. They can quite be out of date sometimes. Because Jude Lydiard, who leads by close to 3.5, 4 seconds and 5 over Kingsland and more to the field. He's an 8:22.7 swimmer coming in, but that could have been set ages ago, and he could have trained, well, I'm sure, I'm certain he has trained. I'm sure he's trained incredibly hard between now and then and saving it for showtime. And he's into his last 100 metres. So it's not going to be a million miles away from just over 8. It might be out to sort of 8:10-ish. And he's nobody's catching him, but trying their best. Here's Joe Kingsland, and in 5, Dan Cox. And here come our whistles. Sometimes they're bells. I much prefer the whistles though. The bells is like an audition for Britain's Got Talent. And not a good one. So our leader, from start to finish, Jude Lydiard. It's going to be around about 8:10. His entry, bear in mind, was 8:22. So this will be a big PB by around 10 full seconds. It is 8:15.15. And Joe Kingsland 8:20.14. Dan Cox behind Jack Rudd. Oh, Jack Rudd came through in lane number 1, didn't he? Just snatched third place in the heat. Well, that one was all about Jude Lydiard and his time. Again, every entrant in the second heat of that, which will be effectively our final later on, has gone quicker than 8:10. So Jude in a very provisional gold medal position. Now we can move on to 3:09. It's the 100-metre butterfly. Going to kick on with heat number 11. Again, the fastest 4 heats. Travis Davey, Maxwell Adams, Bradley Cox, Cameron Din, Christos Manoli, Joseph Sadler, Angus Allison, Callum Raymond, Jaden Paul and Aidan Mitchell. 2 missing in fact. No Bradley Cox and no Angus Allison. So 4 lengths of the pool. Halfway. Sadler 26.21. That's pretty solid. Outside lane in 9. Aidan Mitchell inside your top 3 behind Cameron Din. And just keep your eye on the top of the pool here. Aidan Mitchell enjoying himself. Soaking up the wash in the outside lane. He's going to push our leader seriously close. Joseph Sadler 56.64 and 3/10 back Aidan Mitchell. That's a great swim from lane 9. Then Maxwell Adams on the near side 58.01. Heat number 12. And that's all that whistling is the end of the 800-metre race for the females in the South Pool. So we wait for those to die down before we can get underway with our next heat. Until we've heard the final whistle, we can't get away with heat number 12 here. Incredibly distracting, you can understand. And I'm just glancing to my right, it looks like there's no more lap boards now, so everybody now on their final couple of lengths in there, so we can kick on with heat number 12 in just a couple of seconds. Sam Pyfinch, Sam Cornish, Chris Muir, Calvin Fry, Ruben Robotham Keating, Ricardo Lucarelli, Salvador Gordo, Tom Robertson, Ethan Raymond and Freddie Ashley Sparks. I tell you what, it's about 30 degrees up on the back row in the venue. I have worn shorts today. Quickest out, Robotham Keating. And the rest of the field pretty much matched apart from Muir in 2. Look at that, between 1st and 8th, 0.8 of a second, 1 second. But a body length lead now for Robotham Keating. And it's a matter of who can get closest, because nobody's going to overtake him now. Entry time 52.6. It's going to be over that by a little bit, 53.45. Chris Muir over a second back. Second in the heat, and Calvin Fry. Salvador Gordo. Not a great swim for Ricardo Lucarelli. Just 9th place after being second on paper. So that might be the end of his 100-metre butterfly competition. But all these athletes are getting multiple races. Straight into heat number 13, Sebastian Rawls, Jack Knight, Toby Hill, Andrew Bertolli, Lewis Fraser, Aaron Fox, Jacob Goodman, Luke Shaw, Aaron Olkers and Brodie Gordon-Gibson. just the lane number 4 there, quite far out into the pool. I'm talking about the previous swimmers in the water here. Generally on when you have over the top starts, which we have in these competitions, need to be quite close to the lane rope, quite close to the starting end. But not affecting the swimmers in heat number 13. Lewis Fraser, quick starter this time. To his left, Andrew Bertolli. To his right, Aaron Fox. And they are your top 3. Not a bad start. In lane 9, Brody, Gordon, Gibson. And he leads the rest of the field behind our front 3. And look at number 3, Andrew Bertolli for Stirling, pulling alongside Lewis Fraser. Then Lewis Fraser comes back again. This will be on the touch. Wow, 53.61 for Lewis Fraser. 300 separating Bertolli and Fox. And Fraser can go almost 2 seconds quicker than that, believe it or not. Even how quick that looked. Imagine him being another few metres up the field. Those times confirmed. And now heat number 14. You're going to see from the bottom Kieran Lennox, Brogan Hyde, Peter Allen, Antonio Rodriguez, Josh Gammon, Tom Carswell, Dylan Gallagher, Callum Rose, Lucas Dyson-Diaz, and Albertus and Andika Bangan for Stirling. And Josh Gammon is the fastest in the entire field. 140 athletes in this event, and he's the quickest by over half a second. And already, just to give you an idea of the class here, other than in lane 0, Kieran Lennox had a brilliant start there for Aberdeen at the bottom. But even through the water, Josh Gammon was about 30 centimetres ahead of the field through sort of the first 15 metres when they came out of the water. 0.4 of a second lead over Carswell, Rodriguez and Allen. And Lennox, after that brilliant dive in, actually down in 8th position, which is a surprise at halfway. But no shock at all to see Gammon up top. And this is all about his time. To his right-hand side, Tom Carswell. An admirable chase down the final 25 metres. Here comes Peter Allen and Rodriguez too, but 52.4. And that'll be good enough for lane number 4 in the final later on tonight. Tom Carswell, 53.5 seconds. And then Peter Allen. So that is our 100 butterfly done. Next up, it's all the sprint races so far today. It's the 50 breaststroke coming up next. As ever, 4 heats.
Next up, it's event 311. This is the open 50 metre breaststroke in the North Pool. It is heat 14.
So we start with heat number 14, Holmes, Toombs, Griffiths, Turnbull, Kutaransky, Brooks, Godsell, NG, Delay and Ranson.
In the South Pool, it's heat 12.
Don't forget, got 2 pools operating here today, stream on both. If you're looking for a female race, they're in the South Pool. Right, lane 0, Nathan Holmes for Bath. At the bottom of your screen. In fact, he's going to get pulled right back at the death here. He takes 3rd place. 29 seconds on the nose for Ryan Griffiths and Sheffield Hallam. The Iron Delay of Manchester And then Nathan Holmes, 0.07 of a second separating your top three.
Next up in the North Pole is heat 50.
Right, I've got limited access now to the YouTube stream, so if you're watching and you want to send a message in, please do so, because after this we've got the 200 backstroke coming up, so I'll have a little bit of time to read some messages out. For the time being, Fu, Arthur, Kettle, Lee, Neild, Cook, Arman, Loveman, White and Massey. Quick out the blocks from Sam Neild and Birmingham. Half a second and less to separate the rest of the field. What's Sam Neild's time going to be here? 27.26. Very, very good indeed. 600ths outside his entry time. Heat number 16. From the bottom, Harvey Freeman, Aneurin Davies, Louis Weeks, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Greg Butler, Panayotis Panaraitos, George Barnes, Conor Bryan, Josh Mitchell and Tobamori Mackham Champ.
Heat number 16.
Mackay Champ, not Mackham. Just waiting to start as the race was kicking off in the South Pool. Trying to we've been dovetailing very nicely so far today. Touch wood. Now, in lane 4 there, Greg Butler out of the water so much sooner than Panayotis Panaraitos. Again, it's all preferential technique. But, and they're absolutely dead heat into the last 5 metres. It will be who can stretch out for the wall, get those fingertips. Can't call it. Oh my goodness. Panayotis Panaraitos 1100ths ahead of Butler, 27.89 against a 28 and 28.23 for Pravin Mahendra Kumar. One more heat to come. These 50-metre finals later tonight. It's going to be incredibly close and can often be incredibly difficult to commentate on too, unless you're literally, we're sat in the commentary box pretty much halfway along the North Pool, so it's a great view, but sometimes, unless you're sat right above the finish line, because we're on an angle here, it can be a little bit difficult to call. Thankfully, in front of me, I have got the stream from the venue, just not with the chat box against it. And that has got exactly what you can see. All right then, Archie Goodburn this time. It's been a real story of lane 4 in these heats, which is, of course, what you expect, but it doesn't always go that way. But really making good use of the clean lane. Archie Goodburn, 27.47. He can go over a second quicker than that, but he didn't need to. Rowan Smith, Rory Dixon, 27.89 and 28 on the nose. And that is our final heat of the 50-metre breaststroke. On to the 200 back coming up next. We'll start with heat number 3. And that is going to be, once the pool is cleared, Greg Bunny, Kai Jackson, Rowan Sheriff, Jackson Spry, Jacob Wood, Ewan Houston, Konstantinos Hadjikons, Jordan Cooley, Joel Morley and Harry Beat. I'm just going to get some water because I am absolutely roasting here. So, no Jacob Wood in 4. So Ewan Houston is technically our fastest in the water with a 2:08.9, the man from Glasgow. Quite a young pool, this one. Pretty much the vast majority of the pool 18, 19 years of age, 20. Oh, I've just heard an interesting fact by our in-venue announcer that I want to double check. 200 metre backstroke. Yeah, event fastest time. Luke Greenbank set it in 2018, 1:53.29, which is, I mean, incredibly fast. Again, Ewan Houston's time here, 2:08.9 on the entry. However, in lane number 9, Harry Pete for Lancaster is your leader. And Haji Khan's a few lanes inside him towards the centre. Well, they have a little bit too much to do here in the final 25 metres. So to temporarily set the fastest time in the event will be Harry Pete. A lovely swim from the outside lane, and Lancaster University 2:05.55. That is 5 seconds quicker than his entry. Great swim from Harry. Konstantinos Hadjikhans 2:07.56, and Jordan Cooley. A couple of only 4 boys, not boys, men, that went under 2:10. Oh no, sorry, Rowan Sheriff too, 2:09.16. My mistake. So Harry Pete 2:05 sets the fastest time. Now you got Mason Bland, Josh Vance, Scott Gibson, Oscar Barlow, Zach Speakman, Robbie Hemmings, Connor Ferguson, Jacob Elwell, Josh Harris, and Ahir Chatterjee in heat number 4.
Next up in the North Pool, it's heat number 4.
Someone stole my pen. My pen's gone. Luckily, I always bring my Shark pencil case, and I've got plenty of spares in there. Right, team number 4. Bland, Vance, Gibson, Barlow, Speakman, Hemmings, Ferguson, Elwell, Harris and Chatterjee. You can expect a massive jump or drop in the times here, because 4 of our swimmers, particularly Zach Speakman, is a 1:55.6 entry, and Barlow, Hemmings and Ferguson also well under 2 minutes. And it's Ferguson for Loughborough that has shot off and decided, I just want to get this one done and dusted pretty quickly, guys, if that's okay with you. And as yet, there's no reply. Oscar Barlow for Swansea potentially. He's leading Zach Speakman. As always, 20 spots available in this evening finals, 10 in the B final. They'll battle for 11th to 20th, and then the top 10 fastest in our heats will be in the medal final. Scheduled for 3:45 onwards. A 1:27 for Ferguson with just 50 metres, so we're on solid for a time of sub 2 minutes. Won't be as fast as 155, but should creep under by a few tenths, if not a couple of seconds. Let's wait and see. In fact, it's going to be very close. Here comes Oscar Barlow as well. Yeah, does it. 1:58.44. Oscar Barlow, 1:59.78. So 2 men under 2 minutes. I thought we might get a couple more than that. Zach Speakman just outside by 0.33. And Robbie Hemming. So all happening in the middle. And that is heat number 4. We'll see heats 5 and 6 before we move on to our next event, which will be the... Oh, it's the 4x50 free relay coming up too. Brilliant. Love a relay. If you watched last night, the relays, highlight of the show, for me personally, always are. I think they're just brilliant. But last night, my word, some of the performances. In our first 5 medal finals, we had 4 BUCS records and 1 British record on the opening night of competition. Talk about setting a standard. So we will, quite rightly as spectators, well within our rights to expect more BUCS records this evening. No pressure. In heat 5, from lane 0, Lucas Brown, Jake Acton, Hendrik van der, Toby Hill, Charlie Brown, Oliver Morgan, Jordan McPhail, Archie Evans, Benjamin Fox, Wiltshire, and Cameron Duran. What a great name, Benjamin Fox Wiltshire. He's representing City of Cardiff, or Cardiff University. Now, look at this for a race. Not even halfway stage, but a breakaway pack of 5. And it's between Hendrik van der in 2 and Jordan McPhail in 6. Less than 0.2 of a second separating them. Then Morgan, Brown and Hill. And it will remain exactly that order into the final 25. Does anybody kick away from the boom and just try and grab a metre here or there? They are not going to catch Jordan McPhail of Edinburgh University. Saying that, I'm happily to be proven absolutely wrong by Henrik van der. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. Come on, Jordan McPhail. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at Oliver Morgan go. Oh, Morgan's going to come back and take this. That is a brilliant final 15 metres. Hats off to Ollie Morgan there. 1:58.24. Takes it by 0.3. I thought it was between McPhail and Henrik van der, but not to be. Oliver Morgan had other ideas. Charlie Brown, 300th outside 2 minutes for 4th place. That's excellent. Even up here in the commentary box, the in-venue announcers can't quite believe what Ollie Morgan just did. They were calling it exactly as I was. And Morgan found some nitro or a sachet of electrolytes somewhere in the pool and showed us all up, quite frankly. Heat number 6, Charlie Broom, Rob Burgess, Jamie Ferguson, Jack Skerry, Cam Brooker, Sam Greenbank, Nathan Whiffin, Toby Stewart, Don Morgan and Andrew Brodie. Cambrooker. Yeah, we're still laughing up here about the Ollie Morgan situation. But let's concentrate on the heat in front of us. Cambrooker started nicely, as has Charlie Vroom down in lane 0. He's pretty much swimming on his own. He's got nobody in lane number 1. He's got a tiled brick wall to his opposite side. But look at the class of Cambrooker here. I wouldn't dare say no one's going to catch him, because I'll look like a fool again. But look, it does look great, doesn't it? Behind him, lanes 2, 3, 5 and 6. That's Ferguson, Skerry, Greenback and Whiffin. Whiffin already a medalist. In fact, you lose track. There's so many races and so many finals. There's plenty of medalists here already from last night. But this is would be foreboding for those that are going to be up against Cambrooker in the final of this race tonight. In 6, Nathan Whiffin just starting to lead that little pack of 4 behind. Cambrooker's just taking his pedal off the gas a little bit. It's still 1.75 seconds over Whiffin, Greenback and Skerry. And that 4 really splitting up now. Even in lanes 8 and 9, that's Dominic Morgan and Andrew Brodie with a really quick finish. They could still come back into this one and be a part of one of those finals later. And a great finish for Whiffin. But Cambrooker 1:57.94 takes it by just a second in the end. It was a bigger gap than that. Sam Greenback just over 2 and Jack Skerry 2:01.08. So we wait and see who qualifies for the final. And behind the starting blocks now, you will see a lot of athletes. That is because we are moving into showtime for the 4x50 free relay. We're going to see the 4 fastest heats, which will start with heat number 5. And then to finish the session, oh no, well, still 4 heats away from this, but we have the 400 IM.
Next up is event 315. This is the Open 200 meter freestyle team. E5.
Just a slower, I don't like using the word slower, but it is technically written as that. Right, let's concentrate on the 4x50 freestyle team relay. This will be great. Imperial, Durham, Liverpool, Warwick, Liverpool, John Moore, St Andrews, Northumbria, Sheffield, Manchester and Cardiff. Let's go. Who has put their strongest athletes out first? Who has put them out last? It's a big psychological warfare, a team relay. In front, it is Northumbria. Then Durham, Liverpool, John Moore. Entry times 1:39, 1:40, 1:41. 2 seconds separating the entire field on the entry. That is not going to be the case, as it's fairly split already. But Durham now move into the lead through leg 2. Liverpool, John Moore in 3rd. Imperial in lane 0, 2nd position. And we're going to move towards leg number 3. Liverpool, John Moore still in 3rd position. It's on this near side. It's Durham and Imperial who are going to lead into the anchor leg. I tell you what, Durham looking really, really good. They've got a strong squad this year. Here come Imperial, still Liverpool, John Moore. In lane number 8 on the far side, look out for Manchester. They're coming back into this one, as are in 4 John Moore. But nobody is going to beat Durham, 1:35.20. That's nearly 5 seconds quicker than their entry time. That could be potentially one of our two finals later. It's really quick, that. I mean, 3 more heats to come. Let's not speak too early, but really, really impressive. Heat 6, Cardiff, Warwick, Swansea, Stirling 2, Bath, Birmingham, Exeter, King's College, Cardiff Met and Southampton. If you see a number next to a team's name, it just means they've got more than one team in the competition. So Warwick 1 means they'll have a second team. If there's no number, they've only got one team, so there's no need for a 1 or a 2. This is Stirling's second team, and everybody else either their sole or first team. You sometimes see championships where there's a team might have 3 teams in an event, but limited to 2 here. So it's Edinburgh with a 143 entry. No, hang on, where am I looking? Wrong, that's the women's one. Yeah, in 4, it's Bath. Of course it is 129.5 their entry. So we do take a big jump in times. However, in Southern, King's College lead the way early doors. Swansea in lane number 2. Now just wait and watch as we go through legs 3 and 4, how the tides turn. Still those front 2. Still King's College, still Swansea. Then Birmingham, Stirling, Bath. And here come Birmingham outside the top 3 in the first couple of lengths or legs, and now they come back to lead onto the anchor. I would be surprised if we didn't see Bath come through strong in this final leg as well. Who have they got? Haven't got the team names here, unfortunately. We'll have later for the finals. But Swansea looking really good, 2 in 2. Third lane from the bottom of your screen. Birmingham, there'll be a cheer if they can win the heat. They've got a great crowd in here supporting. They've been the noisiest last night and all day yesterday. But 2 out front. Birmingham will take it 131.75. Swansea a couple of tenths back. And Stirling and Bath did come through for 4th in the end. And your early leader, King's College, dropping to 6th, but it's still a 136.4. Great time for them. Now we move on to heat number 7. So those times confirmed in venue. Birmingham 1, Swansea, Stirling 2, top 3 in heat number 6. Heat 7 from the bottom, East Anglia, Strathclyde, St Andrews 1, Oxford, Edinburgh, Birmingham 2, Marjon, the number 1 teams for Bristol, Leeds and Lancaster. First out of the water, Edinburgh, a good 3 or 4 metres before anybody else in the pool, and he is up and away, leading to 25 metres. In 6 and 7, Marjon and Bristol. But you lead a 22.66 first leg for Edinburgh. Oxford, Bristol, and then Strathclyde in 1, or officially in 3rd. Edinburgh looking wonderful. 2 solid legs. It was a 22.6 first opening leg, and that is going to be even just as fast. I'm trying to do my maths in my head here. Keep your eye on lane number 8, Leeds University. Got a nice green cap on the far side. In 5, Birmingham chasing Edinburgh. It's a big old way to catch though. In 2, St Andrews. They had a good day yesterday. First and second in one of their medley relays. But Edinburgh, what a performance. Their entry time, 129.5. They might not match that here, but it's not too important. This is all about qualifying for finals, remember. Edinburgh, wonderful, 132.27. St Andrews ahead of Birmingham 2. Crikey.
Good teams win from Edinburgh in lane 4, and that wraps up in 7.
Just wait for those times. Confirmed in venue, Edinburgh 1:32.27, your winners. St Andrews, Birmingham, Leeds and Oxford in the top 5. And finally, this is seat number 8. And we're going to see Aberdeen, Nottingham 1, Sheffield Hallam 2, Sheffield Hallam 1, Loughborough, Stirling 1, Leeds Beckett 1, Surrey 1, Manchester Met and Cambridge 1. Loughborough and Stirling side by side, so many great moments. Those two teams competing against each other over the BUCS years. No leader through 25. Neck and neck. Loughborough just inching ahead, or in fact Sheffield Hallam and Leeds Beckett. 22.88 for Leeds Beckett. They lead through leg 1 and they'll lead through 75 metres right with Loughborough. Well, well, well. 4 universities will be separated by probably 0.2 of a second at the halfway stage. It's Stirling, Loughborough, Sheffield Hallam and Leeds Beckett. Still your leaders at that point, but it's all changed now, because in 5 Stirling will take advantage, in 3 Sheffield Hallam, then Loughborough, then Leeds Beckett, and now we're split. Out and back one more time. Stirling ahead of Sheffield Hallam, ahead of Loughborough, and Leeds Beckett really leaders, occupying 4th place right now. But Sheffield Hallam's second team coming back too. This bodes well for our finals later on tonight. 3 teams, who's going to get there? Will it be Sheffield Hallam? Oh, it's Stirling taking it, 1:31.92. Sheffield Hallam 1, and then Loughborough. Leeds Beckett do hang on for 4th place, then Sheffield Hallam 2. That is what we like to see in the relays. And now we will have the 400-metre individual medleys.
Next up is event 317. This is the open 400-metre individual medley, heat 1.
And there are 3 heats in this event, so we're going to see heats 1 and 2 now, and we'll see heat number 3 in the finals later on. Just 2, there was 3 swimmers on the paperwork. Would have been Jacob Wood in 5, Luca Gunaardina in 4, and Sam Chittlebert in 3. But we just have the latter, Chittlebert and Gunaardina, for Aberdeen and East Anglia respectively. I've just jumped on to the YouTube chat, finally got a little bit of Wi-Fi, and a good question from Leslie: why aren't the slower heats being shown? They are, Leslie, they are from 12 o'clock onwards. So any BUCS event, we always show the fastest 4 heats first, and then we show the remaining heats in a later session. So from 12 o'clock onwards today, midday today, we will then show any heats that we've not seen already. So for example, in the 50-metre freestyle, we've already seen heats 27, 28, 29, 30, and then from midday, we'll see the first 26 heats. I know, that's a massive number. I get it, I know. It's not the case always, just 50 metre freestyle, everybody does it, don't they? There's literally 300 open and 300 females competing in the 50 free. And the reason we do that, people often ask, why do you swim the 4 fastest first? And it's simply because 99.999% of the time, the finalists will come from those 4 fastest heats, and very rarely, if ever, from below that. So we have our final session, the last session of the day, and if we can get our finalists all set and organised in the very early session, it gives them more time to be competitive and have great races in our finals later on. It does not mean people cannot qualify from the earlier heats, they absolutely can, but based on anecdotal and historic evidence, we know that it's going to be from the final 4, the fastest 4 heats. So we'll always show those first of all. They'll be run first in our opening session of the day. Then today, for example, our midday session, which is session 3B. This is 3A. 3B will be our earlier heat. So if you come on and you're looking for somebody in heat number 7, and I'm saying this is the opening heat number 9, do not worry. You've not missed them. You'll see them later on today. But great question, and I'm sure other people were maybe wondering that too. However, just to throw an anomaly in the works, events like this, the 400 metre individual medley, have only got 3 heats. So we'll only show pretty much the first 2 heats right now. It's a heat declared winner event, so this one works slightly differently. This is a heat declared winner event, so they're not qualifying for a final here. The fastest heat will literally be swum pretty much as a final later on tonight. However, in heats 1 and 2 of the 3, we'll see heat 3 later as our, in inverted brackets, final, in inverted commas. But heats 1 and 2, if one of these guys swims an absolute worldie, they can absolutely still win a medal. Heat declared winner simply means the fastest time from the heats, no final. But the way we run it, with the fastest heat last, the fastest 10 swimmers, again, it's just trying to be a little bit presumptive, but 99.99999% of the time it is correct. So it helps organise a schedule. Now let's concentrate on the actual pool in front of us, because it's Samuel Chittlebert and Luca Gunawadina. This is officially heat number 1. We'll see heat number 2 as well. And that will be the end of our session after that. And we'll come back at midday for the aforementioned earlier heats. And then from 3:45 this afternoon, that is our scheduled TBC kick-off time for our finals. And there's a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot. I'm going to count quickly now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32 finals later on tonight, because it's the open and the females, which is in the female pool right now. And at 4:54.51 is the time for Luca Gunawadina for the University of East Anglia. And that, painfully, is exactly 1 second slower than his entry time for Luca Gunawadina. I'd loved him to have beaten that one. Sam Chittlebert, 5:10.20. He's gone quicker than that by a good 10 seconds. And this is heat number 2. Can't see a lane number 4 here. I don't think Dragasius is going to join us for this one. But we do have, it looks like, Luke Adams, Jack Turrell. Potentially don't have Angus Cook here either. I can see Ethan Wright. I can see Gideon Holinsky, Lawrence Elliott, Pye Finch, Wharton and Aldridge also look to be with us too. Again, we do have two pools running today, the north and the south. Yesterday, it was just the one pool. But a big schedule today. So north and south. North for this morning's session has been the open competition. In the south, it's been the female. So if you're wondering, where's my girls or teammates, it's on a separate stream. But don't worry, all of our streams, you can go back and watch them in full later. It's recorded as well as live, so our athletes can re-watch their performances as well. I can see there's a delay in the south pool of the girls. Actually, there's a big conversation happening between some of the officials. I wonder what's happening over there. Let's concentrate on our pool. So we have from lane 0, Luke Adams, Jack Turrell, Angus Cook didn't join us. We have Ethan Wright, Gideon Hilinski, Lawrence Elliott, Sam Pyfinch, Aaron Morton and Jack Aldridge. So 8 of the 10 scheduled to join us. As I was flicking through the paperwork, completely missed that we do actually have 4 heats in this event. So we'll see one more heat after this one, which will be heat 3, and heat number 4 will be our final, not heat number 3. So we will see heats 2 and 3 now, and we'll see heat number 4 as our effective final later. But what I will do over the next couple of heats, I will make a note specifically of the fastest time we see just now, because it will be whoever the fastest 3 times are in this and the next heat will be sitting in provisional gold, silver and bronze. And Sam Pyfinch in lane number 7, early doors leader. And look at the split in the pool already sort of 15, almost 20 metres between first and last. And we're just right halfway into this one, exactly halfway. Pyfinch, Hilinski, Ethan Wright, and then 4th place on the near side, Luke Adams, just out towards 5 seconds back. And if you took away Pyfinch, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, only around a 1.5 seconds separating them. So they'll complete the breaststroke, and then we'll have a 50-metre dash for the line on the freestyle. 100-metre dash. Blimey. Look, it's hot. Okay, it was an early morning start. I'm trying to count and read names at the same time. This is multitask commentary. Sam Pyfinch will have 100 metres sprint for the line. Of course, it's a 4x1. I mean, that's how it kind of works. 2, 3 and 4, no change, but the gap, which was about 5 seconds from Pyfinch back to the field, is now going to be 2.5, 3 seconds, so they've halved it in the breaststroke leg. So did Pyfinch go out a little bit too hard and early? Of course, his specialities could very well be the backstroke and the butterfly. But, he's looking all right for the first half of the freestyle. and nobody really making a significant move. Gideon Helinski in second, Ethan Wright third, and Luke Adams in fourth. And looks like Pyfinch has done enough this time. His entry was 4:40.9. And it is a 4:31.18. He can be very proud of that one. 9 seconds quicker than he's gone before. Lovely performance. Gideon Helinski 4:35, Ethan Wright 4:36, and Luke Adams 4:40. They were in that order for pretty much 300 metres. Lawrence Elliott best of the rest, and Aaron Morton, and closing things out. Ooh, not too much. It's a couple of tenths separating Jack Turrell and Jack Aldridge. So one more heat, heat number 3. Heat number 4 will be tonight. So for the time being, Sam Pyfinch, 4:31, is sitting on the chair in gold medal position right now. Robert Burgess, Pat Braddock, Jay Manners, Don Bissett, John Britton, Igor Shuvalov, Sam Williamson, Josh Press, Tom Defanes, and Antonatis Patsadiles. Williamson, 900ths over Press, another 200ths back to Braddock. Look at lane number 1 though, is Pat Braddock on the second half of this opening leg. He's going to lead Sam Williamson into the wall. Now I must say, the timing you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, that is a few seconds slower than the actual time. So if you're looking at that and thinking, hang on, it said 1:10, it's come up as 1:13. The actual timing in the venue, which is the correct one, it's a few seconds different to what you can see on the screen there. So when they come and get their split times, you'll go, hang on a second, that was a lot quicker than that. Ignore the bottom right, or just take it as a guide. Whatever you see on the top right-hand corner on the splits is the absolutely correct one. You see there is 1:31, but it was 1:34. The 1:34, I can assure you, is correct. And Pat Braddock has been reeled back in by a swathe between lanes 4 and 7. Also, Chuck Antonitis Patsalide in that group as well. Halfway mark, and it is John Britton for Imperial College, 2:07.74, and Patsalides, just mentioned his name, pushed his way right into second, and Josh Press, Ivor Shuvalov, and Sam Williamson. And now on the breaststroke, John Britton says to the field, catch me if you can. He's pushed his lead out to 2.5 seconds plus to Williamson, Press. Shuvalov, Patsalides drops down to 5th place on the breaststroke. So John Britton, the fastest time thus far is 4:31, set in heat number 2. But John Britton is a 4:19 swimmer. But our 4th heat, which will be later in the finals, all 10 swimmers can go quicker than 4:19, Britton's time. So the time he sets here, assuming it will be quicker than 4:31, will be the time to beat. and it will stand in gold medal position until about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. Actually, one of our very last races this evening. Might be later than 7:30. Oh, what am I talking? It's 3:45. It's 3:45 the finals. Last night it was like 6, 7, 8 o'clock we ran through till, and I keep forgetting it's not going to be that late again. The finals are from 3:45. So if you tune in to watch this at 6:30, I'm sorry you've missed it. And I will take that one. I'll take the bullet for that. 3:45 the finals. John Britton for Imperial College, smashing this one. He's not going to beat 4:19 his entry time. It's going to be around about 4:22, 4:23. 22.3, not bad, was it? So 4:22.32 is the current time to beat for later on this afternoon. And that is action done from the North Pole. Just a notable mention, Sam Williamson, 4:26.15. And in third place in our last heat of this session, Jay Manis, 4:27.13. Those times confirmed on the board. That is session 3A done. That's all of our faster heats in every single event. Coming up from midday, so about an hour and a half time, session 3B will be our remaining heats in every single event, bar the 800 metre freestyle and the 400 individual medley. They will go straight into finals later on tonight. So from 12 o'clock onwards today, 50 metre freestyle, 200 breast, 50 back, 100 fly, 50 breaststroke, 200 backstroke, and a 4x50 freestyle relay. Midday onwards, you've got an hour and a half. Still a bit of action going on in the South Pool in the female competition, but do join us on both streams from midday and 3:45 later, most definitely, for our final session. But from session 3A at Ponds Forge and the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championship in the North Pole, that is job done. We'll see you in about 90 minutes time.
If you're doing BUCS, you should be at AmeriCamp next summer.
This is how legends are made.